You know what I realized the other day? I like Harry Potter a lot. I just recently finished reading the books and watched the films since what it seems ages ago. So naturally, I'd like to talk about them. In fact, after serious talking with myself, I came to the conclusion that some books and movies can work together. I mean, you can and should consider movies companion pieces, since they are adaptations of pages and pages of books. But some of them actually excel and expand upon some areas. I'd say they are better movies than their books' counterparts. So I decided to make a list of what you might like to see or read related to our beloved wizarding world. Obviously, if I can recommend something, I'd say read them all and watch all the films. The introduction to Harry Potter is generally well executed in the film. The casting is amazing, but the books stay a little more time with the Muggles in order to give ourselves a better understanding of the Vernon family. I'd say Richard Harris plays the perfect Dumbledore in this film, and it's sad that he died after the second one. Most of the Golden Trio and the rest of the cast traits got in the film, and they would only develop from here. And yeah, Harry doesn't have the same eye color as Lily's, but that's not a big issue for me. What is though, is the way Harry fights Quirrell. He kinda kills him, which is a big difference in the book. Also, the absence of Peeves will be an issue in the future. Due to the amount of backstory we have and how interactions are handled, I'd say start with the book. After all I've seen and read, I think this is my least favorite book and movie. It does have some qualities like Dobby or the first Horcrux, but otherwise it's kinda boring. Dobby would become a very interesting character, and his first steps towards a powerful ally are here. It is a very slow book in some areas and extremely rushed in others. This will repeat in the future though. I can get behind some of the changes here because some of them are definitely for the better, such as Harry's conversation with Mr. Malfoy at the end. The fight with the Basilisk is way better in the film. In the end, the adaptation makes better use of the framework present in the book. It's better paced, so I'd say go for the movie here. Oh baby, Gary Oldman as Sirius Black? Sign me in! I love this book. Character development is excellent here, and all of that without Voldemort being the central antagonist figure. Harry is more fleshed out, same with Hermione and Ron. We start to see some different ideas here that help to invest ourselves in the story. David Thewlis is Lupin, and the movie is equally good. It's the first film with a different director, Alfonso Cuarón, which takes over Chris Columbus, and he's a way darker director. Now, while I enjoy the movie a lot, there are tons of differences that I don't like. From the small things like having no Cho Chang or Cedric here, to the absolute lack of backstory regarding Dumbledore's map or Sirius Black. It is an enjoyable movie, but the book is way better. Just go for it here. Now we start getting into seriously thick books. This one has a lot of things going on. The Three Wizard Tournament is a great event that takes place most of the pages here. Dobby is back and there's the Yule Ball. Dobby starts helping Harry during the tournament. While he started weak in the second book, he's now a very useful character for Harry. He gives him the help he needs during the second trial, for example. And the ball, if there's one thing you should know about me, is that I like shoyos. So bring me all the drama. We have a little more of that going on, and the characters help drive the story forward. It is great stuff, sadly most of it was cut for the film. The removal of Dobby would make a lot of problems for the future of the films. Now the film does make some interesting decisions that I believe are for the better. Neville has a more interesting role here, and the small interactions before and during the ball are just better in the movie. Sadly though, there are so many things cut here that would help to make the overall story more believable. This is a no-brainer, go for the book. Oh man, this book is long and it shows. The story drags for so long that it hurts. I know I said my least favorite is the Chamber of Secrets, but this one is a close second. It is so dull during most of the time. Hermione is a little unlikable here, but Ron shines a lot during Quidditch. We get to see the hospital, which gives us a very sad moment with Neville. Also, Harry suffers a big loss here. But there's just so much uninteresting stuff here and frankly very boring. Maybe Hermione's thing with the house elves takes the crown, but the infiltration in the ministry is a close second. While the film managed to cut a lot of things I'd like to see, such as the hospital, it is much better paced. I'm not a big fan of David Yates' direction here or in the rest of the movies, but at least the flow is improved upon the book. Also, the whole last fight is fantastic, due to having all the kids together at the end. Without a doubt, the movie is better. See this one, guys. I don't know what happened with the movie here. The book is very somber in its tone. Snape starts being more than just a problem for Harry here, and Ron-Hermione arc gives a little more hope for what is otherwise a very dark story. We get to see Voldemort's past, and how Dumbledore may have something to do with it. There's so much to love in this book, and while I'm not entirely sure if Snape's arc was written in order to give us a damaged hero, I like it. Some people think this is the best Harry Potter book, and I understand it. It is so much better than The Order of the Phoenix. But the film, I don't get the tone they were going for. It has a lot of unnecessary scenes that just go nowhere. They just jump from gags to deep moments in a flash and just doesn't work with me. And the changes to Slughorns, especially when he gives the memory to Harry, are not what we expect from his character. He's just too goofy here. Now, I've seen some deleted scenes that would do a lot for this film, so I wonder why they aren't here. Anyways, the book is great, go and give yourself a treat. Read the book. We're here, boys, the last Harry Potter book. The moment which we were all waiting for. This book is, as Half-Blood Prince, very well paced. This is more like an adventure than the other stories. Lots of characters die in very subdued manners, which makes them more impactful and give us more reason to find the Horcruxes and destroy them. It is an adventure that definitely hurts physically and psychologically. We get a lot of Dumbledore backstory, which makes us understand the man that we might have trusted blindly, same as Harry, during all his time at Hogwarts. We also get to see Snape's redemption arc, which is handled very skillfully. I'd say the focus on the Golden Trio is the exact way the books should end. When we finally arrive at Hogwarts, it feels earned and with purpose, and the movie was split into two parts, which is understandable. While the book is no larger than The Order of the Phoenix, it does have lots of dialogue and situations that beg for screen time. Now, most of the issues here stem from the lack of story arcs not present in previous movies. So yeah, the elephant in the room. Dobby. It is mad weird seeing here and Harry caring so much about his death. In the books, he's a big part of Harry's life in Hogwarts. He might as well not be here and someone else should have died. Also, the absolute lack of Ariana is a big issue in both films. Should have been somewhere since it provides a lot for Dumbledore's family and Gellert Grindelwald. Now that I mentioned this guy, the dude betrays Dumbledore in the film. The movie itself is not that bad, but yeah, the book is much better. So in the end, there are just a couple of films I chose over the books. Now that makes me think, what about a Harry Potter series? Maybe on Netflix? That way we might get enough screen time for all the events that happen in the books, or maybe something more. I'm happy with lore that makes sense for the story. This is my little list, so I hope you enjoyed it till the end. I hope you subscribed and maybe share this video with all your Harry Potter friends. See you later, guys!